We are now in front of Shiseido Parlour building, which was open, it says 1902. Yes.
Wow.
And Shiseido, do you use any Shiseido product?
I do actually. I use some of their moisturizers,
Mm.
and I have some of their face wash as well.
Right.
Yeah.
And now Shiseido is worldly famous cosmetic companies. And Shiseido was established in this country late 19th century. And the first company combined Western medicine and cosmetics. Before Shiseido, cosmetics usually mean Chinese medicine. So that was very new to Japanese people. And Shiseido introduced hair growth tonic first,
Wow.
and toothpaste, and toner.
Toner.
Right.
Which you still use today.
Exactly. So Shiseido is, and also Shiseido introduced ice cream.
Oh, like the ice cream parlor.
Right. So
Wow.
that's actually in 1902,
Wow.
in right here in this location.
Huh.
And but they rebuilt this Shiseido Parlour buildings in early 2000.
Because of the earthquake restrictions, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And they changed the regulations so they can build actually taller buildings. They passed the law like late 90s. And this building is designed by a Spanish architect, Ricardo Bofill. This color refers to brick walls. And brick wall was one of the favorite materials in Ginza before big earthquake in 1923. So they are full of like brick wall buildings, but of course they all
They
destroyed,
fell down. Okay.
fell down during the earthquake.
I think it's interesting. Like we started off this conversation talking about Edo Japan, and during the years of Edo, Japan was very closed off. So they weren't trading outside of Nagasaki with international audiences, and the Japanese culture itself developed greatly. But then at the end of that era, which is kind of what you're talking about when Shiseido Parlour is opening, they had this Meiji restoration where they're opening back up to the world, and they're sending a lot of people outside of Japan to go and absorb, what are other people doing, and then to bring it back. And so, it's a Western ideal with a Japanese spirit. And so when I hear you talking about the founder of Shiseido and him, creating this merger of Western and East, it gives Ginza a new meaning to me, because now Ginza in the 19th century and moving forward becomes where West and Eastern tradition can come together.
That's true, and also it's fascinating to think Ginza welcome Western culture more than any areas in Tokyo.
Why do you think that is?
Maybe close to the Imperial Palace, and the Emperor, in the Meiji Emperor in particular, promoted Western culture. I think that was one of the biggest reason. But also even back in the Edo period, this area was one of the prosperous area because there was a silver mint. And that's what the name Ginza comes from. Gin means silver. And za is, it's not really mint, but that's a place actually produce.
Yeah, like the seat of silver.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think that was one of the reasons this area was prosperous.